Hey guys, BJ the Brave here. We have got an update and balance patch for this season in October. So it's a little bit late coming, but to be fair, there's been a lot going on with the release of the game and the Astra Militarum. So let's have a look at what we can expect. So it's basically saying that the Astra Militarum is still quite early to kind of make any major adjustments to them. So let's have a look. Well, the first thing is it looks like the ultramarines who were much in need of a buff are the ones who have received the most attention, so that's good. So let's have a look. So Primus Invader health has increased from 4 to 5, and the Hellblaster health has increased also from 4 to 5. So Primus Invader is, let's have a look. So that's this card. Yeah, I think that's a really good change. I thought they went too far, nerfing it down to 4 before, so going back up to 5. This is great. This is now a playable, proactive 4-drop again, which is fantastic and definitely makes me want to play them more, because that's one of the reasons I haven't played Marines a lot, is I felt like they didn't have any good proactive drops anymore. And just a subtle change like this going up from 4 to 5 really, really makes a difference. So the other one was they said the Hellblaster, didn't they? So the Hellblaster's also gone up from 4 to 5, which, yeah, I mean, this card is it's another one of those where it's just never really been played, has it? If it can survive, I mean, having 5 range and blast 2 is very, very good. So you know, it's getting there now. It's actually getting to the point where that is fairly playable as a proactive threat. I might actually test that, believe it or not. All right, what else have we got? So the Primus Invader fortified. Yeah, the Aggressor Sergeant health has increased from 5 to 6, and the Pariah Vanguard has cost us lowered from 2 to 1. So if we take a look at those, now the Aggressive Sergeant is this one, which has slowly been receiving more and more buffs over time. And guys, again, honestly, like that is a really solid proactive 5-drop now. That is, it doesn't do anything, but it's going to force your opponent. It's got like a soft Vanguard because they're not going to want that hitting back for blast. And the stats are really solid for a 5-drop. So once again, this is a card I actually want to try now. Really, really interested to see how this works. And the Pariah Vanguard is become a 1-drop. And again, like this used to be cost 2. And I always felt it was a bit steep, but giving Vanguard and +2 melee to a friendly troop, I actually think that's really interesting, especially in like my big guard. If you've not seen my big guard video, it's worth going and checking out. But being able to put that on some of the big boys, you know, like imagine putting it on this guy. +2 to melee gets round his weakness, puts him on 6, and he's suddenly got Vanguard. 6-9 armor 1, 8 health for 8. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, it's starting to open up a few new possibilities. What else have we got? So the Honor Guard, they've increased it from 3 to 4, it's ranged attack, and the Reaver's health has increased from 2 to 3. Okay. So let's take a quick look. I know people always say they like me showing the cards as we do this. Yeah, so the Honor Guard. So now you can't cheat the stats on that. So that's kind of the advantage of playing the Honor Guard. I really like that, and especially because range is quite prominent right now. So this makes the Honor Guard a lot more playable. And the Reaver change, let's have a quick look at that. I think that's the 2-drop, right? Yeah, so interesting that the Reaver's gone up to 3. I don't suspect this will make a huge difference. The biggest thing is it does mean that you can play this out proactively if pushed. Not that that's how you want to be using it, but there are turns where playing it proactively does make sense, and having 3 health helps you to do that. So this is a minor change, but you know, again, they need all the help they can get. Now, the Outrider, they've basically reworked this one again and said that this time it gains +1 and +1 range. Remember, this is the one that used to get +3 flank. And the Angels of Death has lowered from 7 to 6. Okay, that makes me want to play Ultramarines, guys. That makes me want to play Ultramarines. But first of all, let's just check out the 3-drop. So here's the Outrider now. So it basically gives us, becomes a 4-3. Yeah, so it just gives you a little bit more range trading as a flanker if you need it. And guys, now then, Angels of Death, finally we get this card back. For those who don't know, in the first month of early access, this card dominated. It used to give you 4 intercessors for 6, and then they put it up to 7 and nerfed it down to only 3 intercessors. Kept it at 3, but pulled it down to 6. I honestly think this is about right. I'm really excited and keen to try this card. I was not expecting to play Ultramarines this season, but I'm not pushing too hard, so I'm really going to test it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Angels of Death again. It's one of my favourite cards, so it's cool that it's finally playable again. And then last not least, we have the legendary Sergeant Teleon, they've had a little rework here. Rather than giving sniper to other units, the guy himself just comes with sniper camouflage, and his codexes refill 1 energy. This is interesting. I'm really keen to figure this out because obviously tactical insight now costs 1, and so that means that you could do some sort of codex chain with Teleon into tactical insight and essentially trigger codex like 3 times in 1 turn. That could be a really powerful combo. So very interesting. Some nice new things for the Marines to play with this season. Very cool. Okay. Also, interestingly, Ultramarines do have a pretty solid early game that's just got even better, and that might really help against the kind of Astra Militarum that we're seeing right now. So now the Militarum have got a couple of changes. Denkler, health's increased from 30 to 35. I mean, okay, I mean, Denkler's win rate was lower. I feel like, I'm not sure his health was that much of a problem. Might be a little bit premature, but obviously that's going to make Denkler much more powerful. And the fact that he can heal 2 as well actually puts Denkler actually going to be really interesting. I've just come up with a new Denkler concept as well, so good timing. And then, most importantly, very happy to see this one. I think the only outrage I've heard from the community was around Ursula's talent, and people didn't like Cadia's stand just coming out multiple times. And so the easy fix is what they've gone for. I think this is the right change, which is choose a non-legendary stratagem and add it to your hand, lower its cost by 1. So the ability hasn't changed, it just doesn't include legendaries. And I think that's sensible, that makes all the sense in the world. And it stops that kind of really just not very fun kind of like Cadia stand thing, just having 3 of them. Regardless of whether you think it was OP or not, I just don't think it's healthy for the game. It just doesn't feel good. It just feels like you've sort of broken the game in a kind of bad way. I don't know. I think this is a really great change. I think this is perfect, and I think Ursula's still good. There's no question about that. It just means you have to, play her properly now, and you can't just look for silly cheats. All right. Now, interestingly, the Goth Orkz, worst temper, Zagstruck's talent has actually lowered from 2 to 1. This is really interesting, guys. I'm really keen to try some Zagstruck, both aggro and control. The thing about it being 1 is it actually. Well, I was going to say it really suits to aggro, which it does, but it kind of is pretty good for early control as well, because you're essentially getting like that +1. It's like ping 1, isn't it? For just 1. I kind of like this. I wonder. I'm really keen to see like where the power balance feels at 1. I wonder if it'll feel too good. I don't know. I'm really keen to try Zag, and he has long needed something. And they've, rather than go with a rework, they've just gone, okay, let's make it 1 and see what happens. Yeah, really happy with that. Really happy that they've addressed it. Let's see what it plays like. Very interesting. This is a small balance patch, but there's some really interesting changes. And last but not least, the Gene Stealer cults. Magus's talent, very similar to what they've done with Ursula. It's now choose a non-legendary troop and add it to your hand. So again, the ability is the same, still reduces the cost by 1, but you won't be getting any cheap Sanctuses out of there or any Saboteurs, right? It's non-legendary cards. I feel like this is a really good and a fair change. Yeah, I still think Magus is good, but I do think now that Safa is Rafa, whatever she's called, Rihanna, she is even closer now to Magus. And yeah, I think that's a really positive change for the game. Also, when you're playing against it, you're not expecting, you're not thinking, oh man, is he going to flank Sankus out because I saw him use the Warlord power earlier. So that's it, guys. So overall, I think this is a really positive change actually for the game. Small, it shows that a balance patch doesn't always have to be big to be effective. I'm really looking forward to playing with some of these. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, and if you are new to the channel or to the game, hit that subscribe button for more Warpforge content.